No one can change yesterday, but we can all change tomorrow. If you live long enough, you'll make mistakes. But if you learn from them, you'll be a better person. It's how you handle adversity, not how it affects you. The main thing is never quit. Never quit. Never quit. We can't afford to lose control of our own borders or to take on new financial burdens at a time when we are not adequately providing for the jobs, the health care, and the education of our own people. The road to tyranny, we must never forget, begins with the destruction of the truth. The problem with any ideology is that it gives you the answer before you examine the evidence. Behind every great man, there stands a great woman. Behind every great woman is a great behind. Think of the great spirits of the last 50 years. Gandhi killed, not by a Pakistani Muslim, but one of his own Hindus, who hated him because he wanted India for the Muslims, the Sikhs, for everybody. Sadat, killed by the organization that Mr. bin Laden's number 2 heads now, not by an Israeli, but by an Egyptian. My friend Yitzhak Rabin, after a lifetime defending Israel, killed, not by a Palestinian terrorist, but an angry Israeli because he wanted to lay down arms and take up peace. Fanatics are defined by their hatreds, free people by their humanity. You should have disagreements with your leaders and your colleagues, but if it becomes immediately a question of questioning people's motives, and if immediately you decide that somebody who sees a whole new situation differently than you must be a bad person and somehow twisted inside, we are not going to get very far in forming a more perfect union. Everybody counts, everybody deserves a chance, everybody has a responsible role to play, and we all do better when we work together. Any president that lies to the American people should have to resign. The Constitution is a radical document. It is the job of the government to rein in people's rights. I still believe in a place called hope. You can put wings on a pig, but you don't make it an eagle. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Our immigration policy is focused in 4 areas. First, strengthening border control. Second, protecting American jobs by enforcing laws against illegal immigrants at the workplace. Third, deporting criminal and deportable aliens. Fourth, giving assistance to states who need it and denying illegal aliens benefits for public services or welfare. Yesterday is yesterday. If we try to recapture it, we will only lose tomorrow. Character is a journey, not a destination. Sarah, there's a government inside the government, and I don't control it. I can spend your money better than you can. I always get nervous when people start talking about legacies. That all depends on what is. I admire that about the Republicans. The evidence does not faze them. They are not bothered at all by the facts. We must say no to illegal immigration so we can continue to say yes to legal immigration. The real differences around the world today are not between Jews and Arabs, Protestants and Catholics, Muslims, Croats and Serbs. The real differences are between those who embrace peace and those who would destroy it, between those who look to the future and those who cling to the past, between those who open their arms and those who are determined to clench their fists. When times are tough and people are frustrated and angry and hurting and uncertain, the politics of constant conflict may be good. But what is good politics does not necessarily work in the real world. What works in the real world is cooperation. I mean, this idea that somebody we disagree with on economic or social policy or something, we have to turn into some kind of ogre or demon, I think, is a mistake. I mean, it's like telling the American people or half the American people that don't agree with you, they're all fools. That's just not true.